to explore it, nothing too serious. Forget the world for a minute, before we know it, the future's the past. Seize the moment while we're in it, hold on to each other as long as it lasts. I don't care about forever, 'cause sometimes forever is over so fast. Hush, hush, baby, come on. Here with me, I want for you to go. No need to worry, there is no hurry to stay. We'll take it slow. This
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Good evening, everybody. Ernie Johnson here with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Great to have you with us on 2K Sports. Tonight, it'll be the New Orleans Pelicans up against the Nets in Brooklyn. Checking out Brooklyn, they lost their first matchup against these guys. This, their final game against them in the regular season, looking to finish with a split. The Brooklyn Nets appear to be in Plan B mode. You remember when new ownership came in 2010, they spent big, traded aggressively for some big-name free agents, hoping it would put them in the hunt for a title. Hasn't exactly happened, Jet.
No, they took that shot, and it didn't work. It didn't work at all. But it's tough to rebuild now. You know, a lot of those picks were traded away to the Celtics, and they are going to just be a strong basketball team in the coming years.
Well, you're right, Ken. It didn't work. That's why they had to put a new front office in place, you know, bringing on some talent from San Antonio. We know how they do it in San Antonio. They're taking the patient route, building from the ground up.
And that is it. Just about time for tip-off. We'll see you later.
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
This is 2K Sports broadcasting from Brooklyn, New York, as the Nets take it to the hardwood here at the Barclays Center. Along with Greg Anthony, Brett Barry, and our sideline reporter David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Well, it was the New Orleans Pelicans in their last game losing to the 76ers in Philadelphia. And that does your confidence guys no favor. They got manhandled in that one. It wasn't pretty.
And you know what? They were giving away points, missing at the line, a big factor in the outcome.
Just wondering if this home crowd and the energy worked against them in this one. They might have gotten in their heads just a little bit.
And now, before we get to the tip-off, let's find out what Kenny Atkinson had to share with our David Aldridge. David.
Well, guys, he has an admiration for what he called the intelligent, efficient offense played by today's opponent. He told me that the thing about this team is that they are so good at identifying the weak spots in an opponent, and they come at you in multiple ways depending on where those weak spots are. He said, we've got to be ready for everything. It's a pretty tall order. Guys?
All right, David, thanks. And Brent, with the grind of the season really upon us, we're about halfway through. Is this the point where the bench helps a team be better, be a bigger factor in going forward from this?
That, Kevin, it's a great point that the depth of your team at this point in the year is something where coaches who feel confident about being a contending team, that they know they can rely on these guys to come in and bring the juice every night competitively.
Ready, gentlemen? Ready?
He'll be the Nets off the tip. Now let's take a look at the starters for New Orleans. Mirotic is out there with Davis. Then it's Holiday. Then it's Rajon Rondo. And it's Moore in at the 3. Davis with it. And Allen picks him up defensively.
Well, as soon as AD takes off on the drive, you just know he's going to finish it.
New Orleans on D. Out to the wing. Grab dishes to Carroll. And the pass to Hollis Jefferson. There's a screen. Dinwiddie's shot is off. It's Davis with the...
Whoa. Is Davis competing in the All-Star Slam Dunk contest? I give him a 48.
And that replay sponsored by Under Armour. Another Unleash Chaos moment, giving us an excellent perspective on the play. Off the pick. And Allen with the layup.
That's a talented guy getting too easy a look. Might have been a miscommunication on that one.
Well, just the first quarter, everyone's still getting adjusted. That said, on defense, you have to bring help sooner.
And the one-hand slam just looks so pretty when it's in his hand and he's the one doing the slam.
Agreed. He is smooth as silk, even on a power finish. Davis drives in and finished off by Davis.
Even though Davis gets bodied just a little bit, he still knocks down the shot right in the defense's face.
First quarter of play with about a minute and a half gone. Pass to Crabbe. Here's Dinwiddie. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
I tell you what, you better watch out, fellas. He is on fire here today.
And it's Davis with the jam.
So you're going to give AD that kind of room? Well, here's the payoff for that.
Dinwiddie passes to Hollis Jefferson. Feeds it to Carroll. Hits the front of the rim and out. The Pelicans have gotten all 5 of their shots to go down in the first quarter. Terrific start. And stolen by Crabbe. They get a hand on it. And so the ball out of bounds. Davis touched it last. Just a moment to look back at how things were last season for this team as we look at the shot breakdown for New Orleans.
And no doubt they relied upon that three-point shot to provide a big chunk of their scoring. That's been a trend in the modern NBA, and they took that philosophy and ran with it.
Now here's Crabbe. He's coming off a 34-point game against Detroit. The dish to Dinwiddie. 5 on the clock. Now here's Crabbe, guarded by Holiday.
Well, without the D from Holiday there, that shot probably has a better chance of going in. His hustle altered that attempt. It looked like he wanted no part of that. Superb defense there, really making it tough on him.
Rondo. That's short off the rim.
Just like to see the defensive effort get better for their ball club. They can't expect guys to miss the mid-range Jays every time.
And that's what you want in transition, a high percentage opportunity.
The story is true, and here the defense does a very poor job of matching up.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
Pass to Hollis Jefferson. Now the feed to Dinwiddie. Mirotic brings the double team. Ball's knocked loose. Moore with the steal. And Rajon Rondo, the basket on the assist from Moore.
And really keeping the ball hopping around here offensively.
Passes to Hollis Jefferson. Mirotic brings the double team. Rondo with the steal. Drops in the breakaway layup.
Man, he's shooting the ball very well, in addition to creating for both himself and his teammates out there on a roll.
Here's Dinwiddie. He's covered by Rondo. And again, no good by Brooklyn. And the Nets adding their own G League affiliate, the Long Island Nets.
Yeah, and the Nets franchise originally, remember, based in Long Island. So nice to have that homecoming. And of course, with young talent development, so critical for this Nets organization. Having that minor league team in close proximity, very valuable.
And the first timeout called of the game for Brooklyn. This game coming after a loss against the Pistons.
And I think they can hold their heads high from that performance, you know, despite the final score being what it was.
Now, that is a very difficult building to play in, and they really put up a good fight. If the roles were reversed and they were the home team in that one, I think the result might have been a bit different.
Well, now let's check out the rookies shooting the highest percentage over the last 10 games. A very confident group of young men right now. Nets trail by 10. And the pass to Hollis Jefferson. Holiday brings the double team. And he comes up with the deuce. Allen's got his second bucket.
And those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten here in the first half. Aggressive coming out of the gate here, guys. Wow.
And already the lead is significant. Excellent play on both ends.
Now here's Carroll. 14 points from him the last game against the Pistons in Detroit. Out of bounds, New Orleans will take possession. Already it's February. Let's see how the East is matching up. You look at Boston. They've continued to play strong basketball, if not utterly dominant, as the last part of the season grinds toward the playoffs. And it looks like, guys, they'll hold on to that number one spot the whole way there. And, of course, the Nets just way behind.
And right now for Brooklyn, nobody was calling on them to kind of set the world on fire. But even those modest expectations have yet to be realized.
Yep, any glimmers of hope that may have been there early for them have all just disappeared at this point. It's looking more and more like a season that will not end well for this team.
That's his first personal foul.
And from the day that Anthony Davis was drafted, New Orleans had a win-now mindset.
Well, that's what the decree from the upper management was. And maybe a little bit unfair to put that kind of pressure on such a young superstar talent who wanted to find his way in the NBA. The front office focused on making some trades and surrounding him right away without understanding exactly what Anthony Davis was going to be good at. Let's face it, he's still great, and there's still that opportunity for AD.
Allen, no good on the free throw. Hey, Brent, analytics more and more playing a part in the NBA, almost to the point where people now feel guilty taking mid-range jump shots because they know the higher percentage that exists. How far is too far in using these numbers?
Well, I think people mention it too much, Kevin, but they don't understand it enough. There's no doubt that analytics plays a huge part in what our game is today. Every team throughout the 30 in the league have several guys employed to look deep into these numbers. But the fact of the matter is, still the best shot in basketball is the dunk or the layup. Teams are still trying to get into the paint and get it done. And the three-point evolution is not going anywhere. So it's about understanding it. Right now we're at a good point. About 33% of shots taken right now are three-point shots. I think we're going to see it get close to 40.
Wow.
That's about the tipping point.
Wow, 40%.
And he can do a lot more damage to the rim than that when he wants to.
Oh, you're right. And with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one. Now here's Carroll. He's been a reliable scorer for him as he's averaging up over 13 points a game. And a miss there on the triple.
Right now he's just out of sync. A lot of shots rimming out, and he's got to try to find something different.
And Davis can't get it to go.
And that was an easy one there, just a missed opportunity.
Yeah, sometimes everything can go right, but the shot doesn't go down. Nothing there is automatic.
Yep, it counts. Dinwiddie's got 6 points.
No, right now he is locked in. He's getting great shots, and he's burning the D in a variety of ways.
It's deflected. Moore against Carroll. Fires the three. It's rebounded by New Orleans.
Man, it just hurts to miss shots like this. Mentally, you question yourself, and it can affect your confidence.
And Drew Holiday is 6'4", maybe Brent closer to 6'5" in shoes. Huge for the point guard position.
Well, that size helps him out a lot defensively, especially when he uses his hands as well as he does. Now, most of the point guards in the league, Kevin, are good defensively at tipping passes and predicting plays. And Drew Holiday has all of the physical sets to be a more dominant defender at that position.
First free throw is good.
And over the course of the Nets franchise history, some interesting decisions. I mean, back in the 90s, They came very close to changing the team name to the Swamp Dragons. I think I'm just going to leave that one right there.
Looking at who's out there now for the Nets. Okafor's checked in for Allen. Harris comes in for Damari Carroll. LeVert's checked in for Allen Crabbe. And it's Russell in for Dinwiddie. So he gets them both. So, Greg, how close were the Nets to being the Swamp Dragons anyway?
Well, it needed a unanimous vote of all the teams to change it, but there was one vote against it. The Nets themselves voted against the change, and they had 7 owners who rotated voting duties, and the one on deck got cold feet.
And again, no good by New Orleans.
Just doing the job on the backboard.
LeVert, a three-pointer, no good. Pelicans leading by 9. And that one's good by Clark.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash-mouth physical basketball, guys.
Now a timeout called by Brooklyn. Brent, we've seen coaches that yell. You've seen some that show no emotion and everything in between. In your opinion, what's the perfect mental makeup for an NBA coach?
I don't think, Kevin, there's any exact science to what coaching can be. And I think the best coaches just have an innate ability to know when to push buttons, how to push buttons, and to do it on an individual level. There are many times that a coach can make the biggest impact with his player, Kevin, taking him aside and having conversations rather than doing everything in front of the team. And I think the best coaches have a pulse of each player on their team and take the time to go and do that.
Anthony Davis really making a difference here.
And they simply have no answer right now for what he's doing to them. He is making them pay.
And here's a look at the stats for Harris. His last 10 games, he's around 10 points per game, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists. And guys, no question, he's a guy with some talent. But honestly, even he'd like to see those numbers improve.
From all the whispers that we've heard, he's been working hard on his game. It just has not showed up yet in the box score.
Guys, he can get this shot anytime he wants.
You bet. With his height, not many defenders are going to challenge that mid-range jump shot.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Pass to Hollis Jefferson. And he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
We talk so much about accurate shooting. Sometimes accurate passing can lead to great shooting. You saw it there.
And finished off by Mirotic.
Yeah, pounding it inside once again. They have taken over this game physically.
Well, it's so nice to have the early lead. This is where you want to stick with what's working until somebody shuts you down.
Over to the wing. Here's Hollis Jefferson. He's certainly been a consistent piece of their offense, averaging about 14.5 points a game. And now running up the court, Miller pushing it up. And it's Davis with the jam.
Right now, AD is shooting an efficient percentage from the field and is scoring extremely well.
Here's Russell, trailing by 13. Pass to LeVert, shoots the 3. The rebound by Holiday. Over Russell. And he gets it to go, hitting off the back of the rim. 6 points for Drew Holiday.
And you can't help but pick their defense apart. They're completely in disarray.
Russell with a wide open look. And again, no good by Brooklyn. Davis drives in. Hollis Jefferson with the rebound. Nets trail by 15. Here's LeVert. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Knocked loose. 4 on the clock. Here's Harris. Kept alive. Okafor. The shot, no good.
Those are the kind of shots you like him taking. Even though he missed it, the offense will take those.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
And he drops in the layup off the glass. Okafor's got his second basket.
And just showing great vision there. Russell surveys the floor and whips it to the open man.
Davis drives in, and Davis throws it down.
And from the opening tip, they just crushed it. You see it now on the scoreboard.
Just incredible flow offensively. Everyone's doing their part. Let's see if they can sustain this early momentum.
Got that one up quick. LeVert's got himself going there, his first points of the game on the deep ball.
Well, some guys just take pride in how they set screens. It might seem like a small part of the game, but as you saw there, it can have a huge impact in getting a shooter an open look at the basket.
And on the glass so far, it hadn't even been close.
Out left to the wing. Hollis Jefferson passes to Okafor. There's Russell with the three, and the Nets another three.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
And it's Davis missing. Nets trail by 13. Outside, Russell. Not watching the line there. That'll be a backcourt violation. And we've got a moment to look at the rebounding trend over the last few months for Carroll.
And those are some numbers that he can't be happy about. His rebounding totals have taken a dip over the past few months. He's got to get back to giving the kind of effort on the boards we were seeing from him earlier.
Pelicans leading by 13. Kicks to Clark. Back to Holiday. Over Russell. Trying to get open as Davis. Hits some rim on the way in, and the bucket's good. 8 points for Drew Holiday. Inside. And it's LeVert missing.
Yeah, his shot just doesn't seem to be synced up right now. Here's hoping he finds it soon because his team is really going to need that production tonight.
Yeah, heads up aggressive play right there. Saw the smaller man on him and took it straight to the basket.
Anthony Davis, the first overall pick of the 2012 NBA draft. This guy just gives you superstar production from the outset of his career. Just started dominating the league. So you think about when he's not getting double and triple teamed as the roster builds around him, what kind of MVP numbers potentially he'll be putting up for years to come.
One shot, mind the lanes.
And that one falls for Anthony Davis. And for Davis, he might have won an MVP trophy already if he had more talent around him.
Yeah, that's just something, Kevin, he flat out cannot control. You think about his first 5 seasons so far in New Orleans, a lot of change, a lot of turmoil, a lot of different guys pulling on that jersey. It'll be fascinating to see if at some point they can get solid around Anthony Davis, who we know is an MVP caliber player.
Ball stolen. And it's slammed in by Davis.
Now, I know he doesn't have to get up real high, but that time he did.
And that's it for the first quarter in what's been a very lopsided game. New Orleans on top, delivering the blowout. And the second quarter will get underway just after this short break. Welcome back, everyone. A lopsided first quarter in the books already as we start this second quarter. And looking at what we've seen, Pelicans pretty much in control here.
The chemistry through the roof, and it's allowed them to build this huge lead after one.
All parts are working together, even the guys who have not put the points on the board making their subtle contributions.
Here's Clark. They lead by 20. That's the most we've seen. On the court right now, second quarter for the Pelicans. Darius Miller out there with Mirotic. Then it's Anthony Davis. Then there's DeAndre Liggins. And it's Clark in at the point. That one drops for him. Stauskas has got the first points up on the board here in the second quarter for the Nets. Here's Davis. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. And the Pelicans lead by 20.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Poked loose. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Nets will retain possession. All right, we've got a bit of a break now, so here's a look at the league's top scoring teams. The Pelicans 4th.
And how about the year they've had offensively? This is a team that can put points on the board in a hurry. Always fun to watch them play.
Now, here is Russell. Picked by Okafor. Shot clock at 6. Knocked away. And New Orleans pushing it up now. Here's Clark. He can't get that one. And Brooklyn will come the other way. They host the Clippers after this game. They'll find themselves in the middle of this string of 3 straight at home. Davis with the double team. Russell from long range. Knocks down the 3 ball. Russell's got 6.
Yeah, that's too good a look to give them from behind the arc.
Here's Davis. Lets it go from the baseline and nails it.
He's having a night right now. Credit to the shooting touch, helping his team with the lead.
Davis with the double team. And now Davis pushing it up. No one back to stop him. And Davis throws it down.
Well, you know his defensive instincts just keep getting better and better. Swiped that ball and took it mostly uncontested all the way down the floor.
Stauskas kicks to Russell. To the paint. And stolen by Mirotic. Here's Davis. And Davis throws it down.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
Terrific anticipation using the hands. How are you not protecting the basketball in that situation?
Russell, no good.
And the shots just continue to say no in terms of falling.
Trying to get open is Miller. And it's Davis missing. The Nets have gone 2 of 3 from the field here to open the second quarter. Dishes it to Stauskas. Unloads from 13. Pelicans pull it in. Mirotic has got 10 rebounds here tonight. So active. That's good from Davis on the assist by Miller. 41 points for Davis.
And we're seeing some great ball movement out of this group, guys.
Timeout called the Nets. Their last meeting was in New Orleans, where they were unable to fight off the Pelicans.
Yeah, and in a hostile environment, they did not rise to the occasion, especially on the defensive side.
Yeah, it felt like they were teenagers during the summer. Low levels of activity, allowed too many good looks. Just not their night. AD already in his young career averaging over 22 points a game, and he can score in isolation, but where he's very elite is finishing off the assist, and also as a guy who runs the floor at his size extremely well.
Ejuan Moore, he's checked in for New Orleans. Rondo comes in for Ian Clark. And we're now a little over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. There's the screen and the foul called on Anthony Davis. That's his first foul. And with Davis's length, awfully tough, Brent, to block his shot around the basket.
Well, I think that gives him confidence that he can get around any defender. And Kevin, I would tell you, if Anthony Davis is a good defender himself, he can pick up some of the visual clues against the guys who are trying to defend him, where he can become a more offensive player.
And first time out of the game called for New Orleans.
And he's probably looking at some matchups on the floor he'd like to take advantage of.
I'm interested in what he's seeing and then what kind of play they run coming out of this timeout.
quickly, let's look at the numbers for Davis. Averaging around 26 points per, 10 rebounds, and just over 2 blocks. And impressive numbers, no doubt. It's the kind of run we've come to expect from him.
Synergy, all elements right now working together, and the game is coming so easy right now.
Now here's Carroll, and the Nets miss again.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
Well, we don't have a chalkboard here to draw it up, but if you could explain it, what's your favorite inbounds play when you really need a bucket?
All right, Kevin, so the guy goes to the right, he comes off the down pick, and then on the backside you run the hammer and you dribble to the right side, you throw along the baseline, but you're looking for the 4-man on the slip, and also the 5-man's popping back for the jump shot. Got it?
I got it. I like the run the hammer. Run the hammer.
Two shot.
And that one falls for Mirotic. And the Pelicans at last season's trade deadline making the big deal for DeMarcus Cousins.
You know, you look at Anthony Davis being paired with Cousins, and certainly on paper you could make the argument that they've got the best 1-2 punch on the front line in the league. Two Kentucky guys, great size and offensive skill in terms of their versatility. If they can surround them with shooters and some perimeter defense, I think this group could be scary.
Here's Dinwiddie. He has 6. Came hard off that pick and finished strong.
And the athleticism always been NBA caliber. Carroll showing it off there with the finish. Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Here's Dinwiddie after the basket by Nikola Mirotic. Floats one, and it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
Way to attack there and then create the contact.
The Nets shooting their second and third shots at the line right here.
And their success rate on the season, right around 77%.
Two shots.
The first free throw is good.
Alvin Gentry has to be proud that the responsibilities of playing defense for their squad last year was something that they accepted. They went from a bottom 3 team to a top 10 team defensively just last season.
And both free throws good for Stauskas. And with more talent, you think the Pelicans have a chance, Brent, to step their offense up this season?
Oh, I absolutely do. I think the amazing part about last year is that the Pelicans ended up sliding their way up into the top 10 defensively. That's an area where the likes of a team like the Denver Nuggets needs to make their improvement. Maybe between those two teams, they're battling to find their way into the postseason.
Here's Davis. Good. And it's Rondo who picks up the assist. Rondo's got 9 assists now tonight.
Yeah, 3 consecutive field goals have come right at the rim. The D had better start buckling down.
Now here's Carroll. He's got 6. Here's Dinwiddie. Rondo on the double team. Just 4 to shoot. It's stolen by Davis. And here we go with Davis heading to the hoop and finished off by Davis.
Phenomenal awareness by AD there, leaking out in transition, one of his best assets, and comes away with the basket.
So it's Brooklyn now. Down low. It's tipped. Here's Liggins. He's guarded by Crabb. Davis. It's good on the putback.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Rondo on the double team. Carroll with it. Now guarded by Mirotic. Crabb dishes to Dinwiddie. It's rebounded by New Orleans. Mirotic has got rebound number 12 here already in the game.
And nicely done, running the floor well, then attacking the rim.
The exclamation point in transition with the high percentage finish.
Now here's Cram. He has 5. Feeds to Rondo. Goes up the baseline. That one a little long. Nets have gone 4 of 8 so far here in the second quarter. Here's Dinwiddie. And the Nets miss again.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed. And the jump shot has been a dimension of this game where they've had a clear advantage.
Brooklyn's gone 1 of 2 on 3-pointers here in the second quarter so far. Crabbe from long range. And Davis pulls it down. Davis has got his 3rd rebound tonight. Here's Liggins. And the 3 off target. Net shooting about 42% so far. Here's Stauskas. The putback. Pelicans with the rebound.
Yeah, momentum right now is against them. They're just going to have to figure out a way to ride this one out.
Got to be some consideration here for a different rotation because the matchups right now just not favorable.
Here's Cram. Following the score by New Orleans. Drills the 3-pointer.
Well, he is deadly in catch and shoot. Defensively, you have to try and make Crabbe put the ball on the deck.
Here's Davis, and finished off by Davis.
The execution on point. Just terrific timing on these passes.
I really like the idea that his teammates are waiting until he's in great spots to finish off the possessions. Everything's working.
And the Nets with possession here. Following the score by New Orleans. In close, Stauskas with the bucket. Stauskas has got 6.
And maybe a little disengaged in the first quarter. Ball didn't come his way. He's really provided some scoring in the second quarter of action.
So it's Brooklyn now, following the miss by Anthony Davis. Here's Dinwiddie. Carroll, no one around him, but they recover it. Here's Dinwiddie. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against the Pistons in Detroit. Lays it in off the breakaway. And it's 6 points for Rajon Rondo.
Yeah, always had great instincts defensively. Rondo using that length there to come up with the steal.
Carroll passes to Allen over Davis. Allen's shot is off. New Orleans dictating the flow. And Moore kicks to Liggins. Allen with the rebound. Allen's got his 5th rebound right now in the game.
Yeah, even though he's been off, the team's still winning, so the hope is that he's going to get going.
Here's Crabbe. Goes straight through the defender for the dunk. Draws the foul. He'll go to the line. That one on Davis.
How about Alan Crabbe showing off a little bit of his hops there?
And he's got his first chance at the line here. The Nets making a switch here. Harris is checked in. And then for New Orleans, Rashad Vaughn. He's checked in for DeAndre Liggins. And it's Drew Holiday in for Rajon Rondo.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
That's good from Crabbe. We see it so often. A player will languish in one system, then flourish in another. Brent, during your 14-year career, which coach's system fit you the best, you think?
Well, I think my years in Seattle, we opened up the offense a little bit.
Oh, wow.
Hello.
That's a beautiful jam.
That shot was all about Holiday and his ability to see the floor and the open man.
Brooklyn's gone 2 for 5 from three-point land since the end of the first. It's stolen by Davis. And it's Davis with the jam.
And that's the classic 1-2 punch right there. I mean, nice steal. And then how about the elevation, Kevin, on the finish?
And, Greg, nothing spurs some quick offense like a great play defensively.
Well, it fires up your teammates and the fans when you make plays like that out in the open court and explosive.
Allen, that's good.
And the shooting has really been there for him today, but he may have to take it upon himself to continue to carry this team and try and get out of this hole. Really like that work there in the paint. He has really established a low post presence.
Shot from 12. Off the left rim and out.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well. And they've worked the ball around so well tonight for those quality looks from mid-range.
They set the pick. The dish to Carroll. From outside the arc, knocks down the three ball. Carroll's got 7 points for the quarter.
And they're hitting the long-range shots that they were missing in the first quarter, but still have ground to make up.
Offensive rebound. Moore takes it into the teeth of the D and converts the layup.
Good touch on the inside from E'Twaun Moore. Never bashful about taking it right to the defense.
Here's Dinwiddie, guarded by Holiday. Harris kicks to Allen. And Mirotic sends it back. And out of bounds it is. Last touch by Mirotic. A big group substitution here for Brooklyn. Okafor is checked in for Allen. Hollis Jefferson comes in for Damari Carroll. Levert's checked in for Crabb. And it's Russell in for Dinwiddie. Darius Miller, he's checked in for the Pelicans. Ian Clark comes in for E'Twaun Moore. And it's Russell missing. They've been doing a great job of sharing the ball.
And guys, Sade comes to mind for me because right now that offense, it's a smooth operator.
Knocked away. Here's Davis, and it's Davis with the jam.
And he has his fingerprints all over this first half. He is just shooting it so efficiently.
Brooklyn's gotten half their shots from three-point range to go down in the second quarter. 3 of 6 from downtown. Russell passes to Hollis Jefferson. In the corner, it's Harris. Launches it. Hands it from downtown.
Well, the defense looked lost there. Get out your compass. No excuses. You got to guard the perimeter.
Anthony Davis again.
He keeps finding great shots out there, and the opportunities are turning up roses.
In the corner, Hollis Jefferson. Harris kicks to Russell. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. Okafor gets the bucket.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
Vaughn can't get it to go. Brooklyn's gone 4 of 7 on three-point shots in the second quarter. Harris outside. There's the triple. No good. Shot missing. And New Orleans will come the other way at the conclusion of the... Oh!
Yikes!
Wow!
Are there any questions as to why this guy is an all-star? His ability to fight through contact and hit the shot is world-class.
Nets shooting 44% from the field in the second. Russell passes to Hollis Jefferson. Back to Russell. And they double up Russell. And pushing it up. Here's New Orleans. Hollis Jefferson with the rebound. And for Brooklyn, they're shooting 43% for the game. Baseline try. Outside Russell, the three. No good on the shot. Here's Davis. And through the first half, a pretty lopsided affair. New Orleans on top, just dominating this one. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way after this break.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
After one half of play, it's been a one-sided affair. Hey, everybody, welcome back. This is Ernie Johnson alongside Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. It was a big-time first quarter from Anthony Davis. He had a scoring performance for the ages, putting up an enormous amount of points, 9 rebounds and 6 steals. Kenny, your thoughts? How the Pelicans are playing?
Well, they were completely in rhythm shooting the basketball. Just watching the flow of their offense, everything clicked into place. Fantastic shot selection. They took advantage of everything the defense gave them.
And over to the big fella, your thoughts on the Nets?
Well, their sloppy play really surprised me, especially the turnovers. No matter who they had out there, they never seemed to be on the same page. Their only hope is to make every possession count, and that means taking care of the ball.
And that's all we can do for now. As the second half begins, we get you back to Kevin Harlan.
And as we begin the second half, first half wasn't even close, guys, and we'll see if there is a comeback on our hands or more of the same as we get the third quarter started. You look at Anthony Davis in this game, he's been everywhere.
And let's see what the defense counters with to try and control him here in the second half.
Well, he has been dominant as we expected coming into this one. Skilled and relentless.
And as we welcome you back, we begin our second half. So far, not a tightly contested game, guys, but, anything can happen. Well, for New Orleans, shooting a magnificent 69% in this game.
And, of course, for the Nets, they won't control their own first-round pick until 2019. There's going to be some losing along the way with not much reward.
They've got Damari Carroll out there. Allen is out there with Hollis Jefferson. Then it's Allen Crabb, and it's Dinwiddie in at the point guard. That's the group starting the second half for Kenny Atkinson. And Greg, the Nets trading away the better part of a decade worth of draft picks when they went all in back in 2013 and 2014.
Yeah, going for vets like Darren Williams and Gerald Wallace, Paul Pierce, and, of course, KG. But unfortunately, all past their primes. That team only able to get to the second round, and boy, what a heavy price to pay for so little success in the postseason.
And that one falls for Carroll. Here's Rondo. Here's Mirotic, and count it, and a chance for one more at the free throw line.
How about that one, able to maintain control and finish the play?
And this is his second trip to the line tonight.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
And that one falls for Mirotic. The Nets shooting 43% for the game. Down low, here's Hollis Jefferson, and sticking right with it, gets the foul with the bucket, and he'll go to the line.
And defensively, this is the opposite of how you want to start the second half.
Yeah, it's like 4 teenagers at home over the summer, just not enough activity. You've gotten your rest. It's time to man up.
One shot, mind the lanes.
And the free throw, no good.
And you'll hear some say the sleeper of that 2015 draft was Rondé Hollis-Jefferson. I mean, a fractured ankle his rookie season limited him to just those 29 games, but when healthy, he's shown he can be a force defensively.
From the baseline, Brooklyn with the rebound. Hollis-Jefferson's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. Dinwiddie dishes to Allen. That one a tad offline to the right, but drops in for him. Allen's got 10.
Yeah, 3 of 4 to start this half. Offensively, they've been great.
Ooh, and this is turning into a slow start here in the second half. Seems like they left that offense in the locker room.
The 3. He kicks it to Kraft. Here's Dinwiddie. He's covered by Rondo. Rondo on the double team. Here's Dinwiddie. 6 points for him. Here's Allen. Knocks it loose.
I hope he's got some thick skin because he's going to get a lot of grief in the locker room for that one.
And it's Davis missing. Nets have gone 3 of 6 in the third quarter, 50% from the field. Here's Dinwiddie, guarded by Holiday. Here's Allen. That one falls, coming off Dinwiddie's feet. Dinwiddie's got his 7th assist in the game.
And that's just too easy, too big, too far inside, and that's as simple as it gets.
On the wing, Davis. What an incredible scoring display he has put on tonight.
Intelligent play there by Davis. He knows he has the defense on their heels as soon as he gets the ball that close to the rim.
2.
For New Orleans, they have made all of their free throws so far tonight, going 6 for 6.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first one drops. And he makes both free throws. Just under 2.5 minutes into the third quarter now. Pass to Hollis-Jefferson. Davis with the double team. Here's Carroll. And the layup is good after a nice lead pass. Carroll's got 5 points now this quarter.
And how about Carroll using his size there, taking it strong and
No doubt.
And how about just floating to the rim on that slam?
Boy, when he gets up, I mean, he gets up. And that was Under Armour bringing you that replay. Unleash chaos. And what a play it was. Mirotic brings the double team to the inside. Here's Allen. It's rebounded by New Orleans.
And that's really a function of the offense not working as it should.
Yeah, maybe lazy play calling or just going through the motions on that possession. This often leads to a bad shot.
Oh, it's scary because he's just been a matchup nightmare in this game. He's eaten up anybody they've thrown at him.
Rondo on the double team. That's out of bounds. Brooklyn will retain possession. We see a chart here for the shooting performance so far for Davis.
And what a big-time game we've seen from him. He's been the one looking to create and get a shot each trip down the floor. Every time a shot falls, his confidence just grows and grows. Just an all-around tremendous offensive showing.
Third quarter of basketball here in just a little under 3.5 minutes gone by. Dinwiddie kicks to Allen. That one falls, coming off Dinwiddie's feet. 14 points for Allen.
Got to give a ton of credit to the screener there. That was a perfect pick to give his teammate the space to knock down the shot.
And some guys just have a nose for scoring, and this one couldn't have been any easier.
Well, on the defensive end, this is a joke. The lack of awareness is exactly why this team is so far behind.
Here's Carroll.
Okay.
Oh, he's putting on a show for these fans.
I can't believe he pulled that one out in the course of an actual game.
Yeah, you got to respect the awareness level of Rondo. When his teammates have a clean look at the basket, the ball gets there without hesitation.
Watch Rondo. Drew.
Up and in on the layup. Rondo's got 8.
I like that recognition. Effortlessly getting his teammate the ball in a spot where he knows he can do something with it.
Here's Dinwiddie. Out of bounds, New Orleans will take possession. And here on our 2K leaderboard, you see a breakdown of the best free throw shooting centers and power forwards over the past month. Second, Nikola Mirotic.
That is a very confident group of players at the free throw line. We haven't seen them struggle there as some of their brothers in the big man fraternity have.
Big men making free throws? Who knew? These players are as comfortable at the stripe as they are in any other aspect of the game.
And there it is for him. 10 points for Rajon Rondo.
No doubt about that. It's a bonus anytime you can get Rondo to knock down those contested jump shots. Great focus there on the finish.
The feed to Crabbe. Here's the 3. Mirotic grabs the miss. Mirotic has got rebound number 15 here tonight. Poked loose, and that's out of bounds. New Orleans will retain possession.
And let's quickly take a look at some stats for Carroll. Over the last month, getting it done. Averaging 15 points a game, 6 rebounds, and 2 assists. And he's really been pulling his weight. He's had a hand in some big plays here recently.
I think you look across the board right now, and he's just doing a much better job. The numbers bear that out.
Hey, Rondo.
Here's Rondo. They get it back.
Oh, how about the deft touch right there, guys?
He just guided that ball back up and in. Just a fingertip touch on the ball. Brooklyn's gotten blank from three-point land so far in the third. Still 0 for 3. Dinwiddie passes to Stauskas. To the inside, Allen. The jumper's good from inside 6 feet. Allen's got 8 here in the quarter.
I like that recognition. Effortlessly getting his teammate the ball in a spot where he knows he can do something with it.
And he got the whistle, so he'll have a 3-point play opportunity.
One shot.
Yeah, heard the whistle and then kept his focus and able to still knock it down.
For New Orleans, they have been at their finest form at the free throw line tonight. 8 attempts, 8 makes.
And as a team, really just middle of the pack in terms of their percentage from the line at about 76.
Here's what Brooklyn's going with right now. LeVert's checked in for Hollis Jefferson, and it's Russell in for Spencer Dinwiddie.
One shot.
We're still waiting for that first miss from the line this half.
For Brooklyn, they've gone 8 of 14 on their shot attempts here in the third. Some pretty nice work. And the Pelicans' 2017 first-round pick went to the Kings as part of the DeMarcus Cousins trade. Brent, how does this team find help along the perimeter?
A lot of this comes down to the Pelicans and scouting not only the NBA and the college ranks, but maybe the international ranks to try to find some guys to come in and be not only 3-and-D players, but also good cohesive players to play alongside what DeMarcus Cousins can do and what Anthony Davis provides.
And I think that play sort of sums up what we've seen tonight. Just simply being outplayed both sides of the ball. Smart basketball defensively, turning into easy points.
Russell kicks to Carroll. To the middle. They need this. And it's Allen with the jam.
Okay, 2 hands for safety. That's what they say, right?
That's right. He was ultra safe with that dunk, no question. Moore with the bucket. Moore's got 6 here in this quarter.
They're doing a really good job of getting the ball inside and attacking the paint. That's an area they have completely dominated.
Russell dishes to Allen. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. It's on Rajon Rondo. The Nets have made 4 free throws from the line and missed 2.
Taking 2 shots.
The first one falls. Some changes for Brooklyn. Okafor comes in for Damari Carroll, and Harris subbed in for Stauskas. And then for New Orleans, Miller comes in for Mirotic, and Ian Clark subbed in for Ejuan Moore. So he gets them both. The Pelicans shooting the lights out in this building, 68% from the field. Here's Liggins, and it's New Orleans scoring again. Brooklyn's gotten blank from three-point land so far in the third, still 0 for 3. Knocked away, and it's going to be out of bounds. The Nets will retain possession. Already it's February. Hard to believe. Let's see how the West is matching up. You take a look at the Warriors. What a run they've had this year. In first place and charging seemingly at will toward the postseason. These guys have been outstanding. And, of course, New Orleans. They have a lot of ground to make up.
And, you know, for the Pelicans, they've had their chances to kind of separate themselves from the pack this season, but so far they haven't been able to capitalize on those opportunities.
It's got to be frustrating for them so far this year. Anytime it's appeared that they're ready to break out, they've suffered some sort of regression, and it has them stuck right there in the middle of the standings.
Here's LeVert. He provides a good amount of offense for the team, averaging around 11.5 points a game. From the arc, it's Clark with the rebound. LeVert's gone just 1 for 7 shooting tonight. Okafor lays it up and in on the nice reverse. Okafor's got his second basket.
And every offensive board is an extra possession. If you're trying to compete from this far down, you cannot allow that.
Yeah, second chance points are demoralizing, especially after you worked hard to get the stop in the first place.
He is just really almost playing for the other team. The shooting has just been poor. And at full speed, he still has the wherewithal to get himself in good position.
Yeah, the snap decisions right there, reading the situation on the move and then making the right choice.
And DeAndre Liggins picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Rashad Vaughn, he's checked in for DeAndre Liggins. In the corner, it's Harris from past the arc. No good on that one. And New Orleans will come the other way. And here is Okafor, and he banks in the layup. Okafor's got 6 here in this quarter.
The tenacity, the attention to detail, it's why these guys are in complete control.
It seems like they've been at it on both ends tonight. Tremendous all-around play from them. Has them up quite a bit here. That's good passing down low. He's good at working the ball deep into the post.
Okay, time now for an injury report. And now let's check in with David Aldridge to see how Anthony Davis is doing. David.
Hey, Kevin, I chatted briefly with the head athletic trainer for New Orleans. After taking a look, he informed me that it doesn't look too bad.
Appreciate that, DA. Well, it's never easy for a player to go through what he's experiencing, Greg, right now.
But it is something that happens to almost every player. He's strong enough mentally to get through it. This we know.
Yeah, sometimes off the court, you work harder than you do preparing for a regular game. He'll get himself ready to go. Look forward to when he gets back on the court. Well, Picasso couldn't have drawn that up any better. Perfect execution off the inbounds.
Vaughn gets the bucket.
We'll love the awareness from Rondo. Just an excellent passer who's actively looking for his teammates.
Okafor with the ball. Now Okafor defending. Fires from 14 and misses it off the right side of the rim.
Well, they've been better than good on the glass today, and there is a glaring discrepancy between these two teams in that area. I'm sorry, that's poor defense down low again. It's been a mismatch thus far in the paint.
Russell kicks to Harris. Picked by Okafor. Harris drives in. It's rebounded by New Orleans.
Well executed, great rhythm. You've got to finish that one.
Well, it's like Thanksgiving out there, carving out space off the screen. Just couldn't complete the play.
Russell against Rondo. And they double up Russell. Okafor, the pass to Allen. Can't connect from short range. And so here is New Orleans, and it's good for 2. That's 10 points for Emeka Okafor.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
The pass to LeVert. They set the screen. And Harris wide open. He shoots. Good, and the assist goes to Russell. Harris has got 6 points.
Well, some guys just take pride in how they set screens. It might seem like a small part of the game, but as you saw there, it can have a huge impact in getting a shooter an open look at the basket.
And for Brooklyn, they're shooting well, 52% in the third. They came to play offensively in the second half. Pick by Okafor. Harris outside for 3. Harris missing again.
Yeah, a little surprised he missed that one so badly. The defense was nowhere to be found.
Clark dishes to Okafor. The shot comes out. Burnett shooting from the field, 44%, not bad. 2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Over in the corner, Allen to the paint. And it's Okafor, that time on the assist by Allen. Allen's got 3 assists in the game. Okafor gets the bucket. He's got 12. Here's LeVert. Screen by Russell. There's the screen. Here's the 3. But they'll get another chance. No good. And so it's the New Orleans Pelicans, able to put on a show for the ages. And they've created a bunch of turnovers with that terrific D. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. And a moment ago, inside the huddle with head coach Alvin Gentry.
All right, guys, remember what we said now. Hey, play our basketball. We've been doing a great job. Let's keep it up, okay? Let's go now.
Alvin Gentry has found an identity that's working, and that makes everything a lot easier on both ends.
And collectively, you really need to remember what that feels like so you can recapture it if and when things start to get a little shaky. You want to be able to trust in who you are.
And we're rolling here again with the fourth quarter. Might not come down to the wire, but you never know. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the fourth quarter. So for New Orleans right now, we've got Diallo. Also, Darius Miller out there. Okafor out there with Vaughn. And it's James in at the point. Such an adjustment for young players drafted into the NBA, managing money, being accountable to your teammates, to, the many things that tug and pull on you. Brent, can the league do anything more to help them through this sometimes uncomfortable process?
I think the league does a great job, Kevin, of addressing these things, not only the NBA, but certainly the Players Association in terms of educating the players. To me, Kevin, as an ex-player, though, the biggest responsibility falls on the veteran players of that team to take a young player under their wing, to watch what it is that they're doing socially, and to make sure that they set them up for success off the court. Artful passing on that play, showing a real desire to set up the teammate.
Baseline jumper, and it's Okafor missing. Net shooting at a decent 44% clip here. Pass to AC from deep. Pelicans pull it in. Miller's got his third rebound tonight. Banked in off the glass. 14 points for Emeka Okafor.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Okafor comes in with the double team. Cunningham kicks to AC. Good on the three-point shot. About a minute and a half into the fourth quarter now. Here's Okafor. Good for his 8th field goal. He's attempted a dozen shots.
Oh, great production on the interior right now. 8 straight from inside.
Puts up a 3. And again, Brooklyn with the triple.
Yeah, that's 2 straight 3-pointers they've allowed.
AC with the rebound.
You can't miss those kind of looks. The defense seems to be a little nonplussed so far in this one, but he flat out missed it.
For New Orleans, they've gone 3 of 6 from the field so far in the fourth quarter. And 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot. So, Brent, less than 0.1% of NBA fans bother to vote for the All-Star game. Do you think the league should devise a different way to choose the players for that big midseason event?
I'd really like, again, this is an area, Kevin, that the league has done a great job of being a bit progressive with the way they've changed the All-Star balloting. 50% of the vote now going to the fans, 25% to the players, and 25% to the media. It's a way to make sure that guys who are having tremendous seasons are recognized both by their peers and their media rather than the fans getting ahead of some marketing scheme. So this has been addressed.
Perfect. And he knocks down the first one. Nick Stauskas is checked in for the Nets. Cook, he's checked in for New Orleans. Both free throws good for Okafor. Brooklyn's gone 2 of 5 on three-point shots since the end of the third quarter. Ball's knocked loose. Okafor comes in with the double team, and the officials signal the backcourt violation. Not very careful there.
And I like the way he's settled down here. I mean, after the sloppy first half, he's done a much better job taking care of the ball.
Here's Vaughn. Good, and the assist goes to James. Just under 2.5 minutes gone here in the final quarter. Here's Whitehead. James covering. They double him with James. Whitehead passes to Stauskas. Hits the front of the rim and out.
Yeah, and something we always talk about, though, shot selection.
Well, being aggressive is one thing, but aggression with control is another, and you need both elements working together.
Here's Whitehead. James covering. Cunningham. And again, no good by Brooklyn. James kicks to Diallo. And he goes up strong with one hand and flushes it down.
And guys, this is the blueprint for winning on the road. How about the level of focus on each and every possession?
I admire the approach here, especially in such a hostile environment. Offense and defense, they really played a whale of a game.
To halt the run, here's AC, and finally that one's good. AC's got 8 points here in this quarter.
Pretty ferocious and sheer determination shown on that one. Easy to see why he gets those easy scoring opportunities.
Over 3.5 minutes through the final quarter now. Here's Whitehead. James covering. Pass to Cunningham. Beyond the arc. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Cunningham's got a couple of three-pointers now in the fourth for the Nets. The Pelicans have gone 7 of 10 shooting the ball since the start of the fourth quarter. Here's Whitehead. James covering. Whitehead's shot is off. Well, for New Orleans, shooting so well, the offensive execution has been brilliant. 66% from the field. Diallo, no good. Nets shooting 43% for the game. For 3, Stauskas. The rebound by Cook. Here's Diallo. Lays it up and banks it in.
A fantastic awareness, finishing with ease at the rim, and the defense was just not a factor.
Over in the corner, Cunningham. Good on the triple.
Boy, this final period, they are putting up a ton of shots from deep.
Yeah, and making them. Once you get into this kind of rhythm with the 3-ball, it is so difficult for the defense to do anything about it.
No good on the triple.
That's where I like the shot selection. The defense cannot afford to give up wide open shots, and they dodged a bullet there.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
Kicks it to Stauskas. Now here's Okafor. Not a lot of room. Hey, Brent, we've seen Hall of Fame players become coaches, but often it seems like the smart role player, they sustain more success in that role of head coach. Why is that?
I think, Kevin, a lot of times the role player is a conduit between both ends of the spectrum of your team. He can communicate with the star player. He can also talk to the guy who's the 12th man on the bench and make sure that both of them are getting what it is that they need to be in the best position to succeed. That's why you see a lot of players in that middle ground who do a great job of becoming NBA coaches as they understand the role of each.
And the work ethic, too, because for role players, maybe it hasn't come as easy, whereas for a superstar, it was too easy.
That's true, Kevin. And how much work do you have to do with the most talented player on your team? It's pretty specific what his role is going to be. I think a role player who ends up being a coach understands the work dynamic of the rest of the team surrounding that player to create a great positive environment around your star.
DeAndre Liggins, he's checked in for New Orleans. Second free throw, no good. Shoots. That shot missing, and Brooklyn will come the other way. Stauskas kicks to Cunningham. Hits the three-point bomb. Cunningham's got 12 points in just the second half.
This is a guy whose mindset just never changes. Even when they're losing, he's always going to be aggressive.
Yeah, I love the communication and the chemistry between those teammates.
The Nets shooting 43% from the floor. Over in the corner, AC passes it to Whitehead. With the premium placed and outside shooting, Brent, plus defensive rules that lessen the need to defend in isolation, will we see guys playing for more years than ever before? Less wear and tear because there's less of it inside in games.
It's a great point, Kevin. I think that you're right about that. I also think that whatever we're doing off the court in terms of the players with nutrition and training regimen, that's going to be another reason why we'll see players be very effective well into their late 30s and sometimes into their early 40s, which is about my limit, Kev. I'm still effective at 45.
You are. Very effective at 45. Here's Diallo. Shot clock reset for New Orleans. Count the basket.
And you know what? He's shaking off the cold shooting performance from the first half.
Brooklyn with the ball. Over in the corner, Cunningham buries the long-range jumper.
Yeah, this team would be in some bad shape, guys, if he wasn't scoring like this right now.
Okafor, the pass to Vaughn. That one falls through. It's his sixth make from the floor this game, now 6 for 10.
Such astounding shooting right now from him. He is untouchable from the perimeter. What a performance.
There's a good screen. Whitehead passes to Stauskas. Cunningham dishes it to AC. And not a good shot for him. They can get better looks than that. The Pelicans shooting 66% right now. This offense getting everything they want out there.
2 shots. Foul. Elbow. 2.
DeAndre Liggins. 2 shots.
Shooting 2.
The free throw drops for Liggins. NBA official, NBA referee, Brent, has to be one of the toughest jobs in the world. There's been a lot of talk about adding an official to the court. Would that make a difference?
I'm thinking, Kevin, that's like asking 4 of my buddies to add a 5th guy to go out and they're all single. That means there's another guy I got to compete with. So maybe we don't have another set of eyes on the NBA game. Lots of physicality, lots of pushing and shoving. You may see more foul calling, which will slow down the tempo and the rhythm of the game. I'm not sure that's the best idea for the league.
So then adding the Secaucus and the extra eyes in New York to look at calls, I think that might take the place of adding regarding the official.
I think the league has done a great job, Kevin, having Secaucus now have the ability to make some of those calls to help speed up what we do with regards to the replay.
One shot.
And that one falls for Okafor.
One, 2 shots.
And the Nets making a change here. Harris is checked in. Here's Vaughn, and he makes the bucket, drew contact, and gets the whistle too.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
One shot.
And we're seeing more athletes use cross-training to improve their strength and conditioning. Back in the day, did you play any sports outside of basketball to improve your results?
Kevin, if I asked you if surfing helped my basketball, would you say yes?
Well, in your regard, I would say yes. It did help balance, right?
Yes.
What about that?
Hey, I should have surfed a lot more then, Kevin. Just a little bit off in the first, but he's been anything but that here in the second quarter. Really impressive to see him turn it around like that.
Offensive rebound. Here's Stauskas. Can they get it? Acey's shot is good. Acey's got 11 here in this quarter alone.
And you can see the play calling this half. Another one from distance.
Yeah, no question. It looks like they've rented out room along the perimeter in this ball game, and they're likely to keep doing this until the defense makes an adjustment.
Here's Whitehead. James covering. It's blocked. And New Orleans pushing it up now. Look at that jam.
No way.
I mean, just beautiful.
Oh, let's go home. That was just ridiculous.
I do not remember the last time I saw a dunk like that in a game. This is Stauskas. And the Nets, another three.
The defense cannot let guys get into that kind of comfort zone. You have to patrol the three-point line or you risk getting burned.
Wasted no time on that one. 23 points for Emeka Okafor.
Now he's put on a shooting display here in the second half. He really seems to be in a great groove right now.
Whitehead passes to Acey. Got a piece of it. And New Orleans pushing it up now. Here's Diallo. Now that's how to finish the break. Throw down with force.
You have two things working here, the turnover and then the excellent finish.
And good job of transitioning end to end there. There was no hesitation.
Okafor comes in with the double team. Diallo kicks to Okafor. Goes back up. Shot good by Diallo. Diallo's got 14 points here in the second half.
Bucket earned, out muscling and out hustling everybody for the rebound.
And a strong finish with two hands.
Gotta love the effort there. An undersized four who can really make things happen with that leaping ability.
A baseline J. Another miss by Okafor. The Nets shooting 40% in the fourth. Harris, right side, takes a three. And it's Emeka Okafor with the rebound. Okafor's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. James misses. And taking care of the ball has been a problem for him.
That's something they've got to fix. While the defense has been good, a lot of these turnovers have been unforced.
Well, for New Orleans, shooting so well, the offensive execution has been brilliant, 66% from the field.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for the Pelicans.
Their hard work on the glass paid off.
I tell you what, they're both excellent rebounding teams, and it was a tough battle underneath all game, and I think ultimately that earned the W.
And so it'll boost this year's win total for them to 29.
And with this win, it gives them a sweep of the season series, even though it's just a brief two-gamer.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for Anthony Davis.
And so many times on the defensive end showed off those quick mitts, jumped all over the opposition and swiped the ball away a number of times.
Whitehead passes to Harris. So it looks like the Nets will retain possession here. Now a timeout called by New Orleans. They're ahead. 27 seconds left in the fourth. Guys, what's your take?
And now that you can tell there's some bad blood here. They're just rubbing it in now by calling a timeout.
Or could be just wanting to execute well down the stretch. Don't want to leave any room for chance.
And now we get the chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Anthony Davis.
And it's been a ridiculous performance in the best sense possible. I mean, everything about his game has been working. And no matter what they've thrown at him, he's had the answer.
This was a big game for him. There's no denying that. Coming off a bunch of losses in a row, they turned to him to break the streak, and he delivered in a big way. Here's Whitehead. 6 on the shot clock. Fires from deep. They get it back. That shot off. And it's Okafor off the drive. AC with the rebound. Here's Whitehead. So we see New Orleans taking the W here. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says, I think, Greg, an awful lot about this team.
I guess they don't need home cooking to feel at home. I mean, Kevin, just a masterful performance all the way around.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks very much. Anthony, great win tonight. When you guys are rolling, what does your team look like?
Yeah, we just try to play aggressive. And, we just did that in the second half. It started in the first quarter when we came out. Our offense was clicking, but most important, our defense was clicking. And then when you do that, it's hard to beat us.
Yeah, I know defense is what Coach wants to see the most of, and you guys did it tonight. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Brent Barry, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan, along with our 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. We'll see you next time.